Hi everyone, welcome to another speed run. We're trying to keep this going and we're going to try to get up to, well, 2500, and at the moment we're 2245, so we're doing well. I will, for this game, try a slightly different opening. Rather than Chessbrah London, I'll bring the other knight out, which can often lead to Chessbrah London like positions. I'm not going to play c4, so I'm going to avoid mainline theory with this by avoiding the c4 move. And I was hoping my opponent would play this because I've just filmed a course on Chessbrah, which should come out soon, on the Barry attack. And the Barry, you start with knight c3, and the reason I wanted to play this in this game is it's very similar to Chessbrah London, except there's a knight on f3. And if you're given a chance, you are now able to take over the centre, and it has changed to another opening again. It's changed to the Perk opening. And what I have recommended in that course is to play bishop f4. And again, we're very into very similar lines in the Chessbrah London that you get like this, except we have this extra developed piece. And you have a very simple plan here, and the very simple plan is bishop h6, h4, h5, take on g7, take on g6, queen h6, get rid of the knight, knight d5, e5, queen h7, checkmate, which I like. It's brutal. We castle queenside to help that attack. We can play e5 sometimes as well. In this position, I'll castle queenside first. It's a useful move. I'm not worried about my pawns getting doubled because it doesn't stop me using the h-pawn to attack with. On the other hand, what's my opponent going to play? Well, my opponent can either try attack on the queen side or play for this move e5. And it seems like he might be playing for that. But let's continue with the plan. Let's go bishop h6. Try to swap off dark square bishops and get rid of my h-pawn so my rook can attack. Yes, this is the kind of stuff that I very much enjoy playing. I love these positions, opposite side castling. My opponent's now starting an attack here, but it's going to be very slow, isn't it? There and there. It takes a lot of time. Now, do I kick the bishop away first, or do I play h4 straight away? This is the only thing I'm thinking now. And if he does go here, I think I can defend this pawn on e4. Do I move the bishop, or is this an idea? Of course. You can see I'm pro. Okay, I'm going to keep it very safe, and I'm just going to force him to take my knight first. It might be a loss of tempo. Against this move, I'm going to just play h4. And if he takes here, I might have to swap bishops then in the position. But I didn't actually calculate very well. Pawn takes pawn, bishop takes here, pawn takes here. But I'm assuming queen h6 will be good. So I have to take here because I want to take back on d4 with my queen. And I was assuming this would be good. But he's played it very quickly because the only reason I assumed this would be good because I've had this kind of pattern many times before. But a little bit careful about my king. Queen b6. I can probably just take on c3. Yeah, it's a little bit messy, this position, all of a sudden. He has played queen b6. Okay, so I have to take here. My pawns are horrible. And to be honest, after c5, I played that move a little bit too quickly. But let's keep going. Let's keep playing this position. I'm going to play one defensive move. I'm going to get my bishop ready, and we've got a really interesting structure here. My king is certainly weak, but his king is certainly weak as well, and I'm playing h5 next move. I could have played it last move, but I just wanted to defend my position. Actually, I don't know if my king's that bad. It can always come this way, and this h5 move, it's quite hard for him to deal with. Knight takes, I will definitely sacrifice. If he plays... Okay, so I thought he might do this. But okay, I have to play h5. It's getting very interesting now. Okay, he has the check, but I was hoping, as I mentioned, one of the reasons I put my bishop here is that I was hoping e2 would be a safe square for my king, because I can even run this way. And my bishop is here to defend everything. Even if he gets rid of my bishop, I've always got rook d2. And I think my king's actually very safe here. And I'm ready to open up another line of attack. But saying that, this knight, very good defender. So it's, again, it's really, really interesting position we have here. I mean, let's say he goes knight e5. Okay, then I can take the knight. Knight c5. How do I continue the attack? If I take, he takes the f-pawn. I can take the knight. And then I can take on h7. That should be some initiative there. Okay, so I think this is still good. But after he played c5, wow, what a move. He's trying to get rid of my dark square bishop. Very interesting move there from my opponent. And if bishop takes here, knight takes h6. But then I can move my bishop again. And do I still have an attack without the queens? Cool. I've also got, I don't know, let's have a look. Pawn takes pawn. Wow, what's happening here, guys? This has really confused me, this very imaginative move. I mean, I can go here and keep the queens on, but what's the material stake? I'm one pawn down. I think this is okay. And then we move the bishop back and we keep attacking. That looks okay. And if g5, I've got rook here. Okay, I'm going to keep it very simple, this game. I haven't calculated very well here. I haven't calculated more than 1 or 2 moves deep. I don't know which square's best. I'll probably keep it all the way out the way. Why not? And I'm just going for very simple calculations here. As in, I am a pawn down, but I'm trying to still attack without the queens in this position. So this is a bit of a lazy game for me. I mean, okay, I say I've done 1 or 2 move calculations. I did see that I have f4 here, which I have to play. And I don't know, even this position is not so clear. My bishops are quite good. g4, I've got f3. I felt like I was winning a pawn back here. But he's played well. He's played well for an 1858. And we'll certainly have a look at this game afterwards and see what I did wrong. I mean, laziness is often an issue, right? Lazy calculation. I think we all do it. We all get in the habit of doing it a bit too much when we've played too much blitz chess. Lazy calculation. And it's not a good thing to do. Okay, so he's trying to defend. Takes, f4, takes. Don't win a pawn then. Got moves like e5 here as well, discombobulating. Pawn takes, take. But then my bishop comes back. I've got this one, forcing his rook over there. But do I really want to play that move? Then the bishop comes back. Bishop here, bishop b4. That's quite interesting. I'm trying to kick his rook away from this file. So I'm noticing that I should be able to kick his rook away by playing this move. But maybe he can sacrifice the exchange here. But I'm now going for a more materialistic approach in general because I wasn't able to checkmate him. He defended okay against my kind of like... I mean, when you're attacking in any position, it's just calculating. I'll be honest. Sometimes I'm just trying to win this game without calculating. And I often, when I'm lazy, I get in the habit of that. But it's really not good. And it's one of the dangers of playing too much blitz, that in blitz you don't really calculate because you don't have the time to do so, especially the quicker time limits. And I've been playing a lot of bullet recently. I think that's been like rubbing off in this game, that you go completely with your instinct rather than what you should be doing. And okay, again, I'm kind of playing on instinct here, but my position is looking very good now because I'm going to get rid of a knight. I'm going to open it up. He actually does have the move h6 here, but again, yeah, too much bullet. I'm going to stop playing too much bullet. I don't normally play bullet. I actually think bullet's quite bad for the chess unless you're one of these top guys, because it's just artificial. So be careful, because you need to think long variations, and then if the long variation doesn't work, it could take 5 minutes to think of a long variation. don't just play something. You need to think of something else, and you need to calculate that as well. And that's what a proper chess player does. Without doing that, you're never going to get better. And the weird thing is, you see these top players like Hikaru, and you're like, well, they don't do that. They play blitz. And the point is, they have done that at some point in their life. And by working on that process of calculating, they are able to be speedy and not calculate, if that makes sense. So by training very hard earlier in their life, without moving pieces or working out puzzles, without touching the board, without touching the mouse, of trying to work out long combinations, they've managed to get into positions where they no longer have to do that. So don't be fooled by them when you watch them. Think, well, you know, bullet's okay for my chess. It's fun, sure, but it's not a way to get better. And I think I'm just sort of seeing that here, that just some laziness in my game sort of definitely crept in. Now, opponent's spending a lot of time now, and okay, I'm not going to take that knight straight away, but my plan is clear. I'm going to take here, and yeah, I can play instantaneous now because my position has got a lot better, but it should have been stronger than this earlier on, and I'm just going to win this pawn. And his knight's also not going to be great there. Now, I don't even have to win it straight away, but let's win it with check. And now if I go here, he does have knight f6. Is there a way I can win this immediately? And again, calculating. Now my bishop can come here if knight f6. So can I go rook here, knight here, bishop here, and just try to tie him down? That's the non-calculating way of trying to win this. Also rook here, but then knight f6. Don't see how that helps me particularly. If I go h6, he takes, and at h7 he can always take. So I should move this rook. And I think I'm going to move it here. Looks like an okay square, because if I moved it somewhere else, I mean, I don't want his king coming around to the h pawn. My simple idea is just to push the h pawn. So, for example, knight f6 now, I'm thinking I can just go h7, like so. And I'm aiming just to throw this forwards. He can't go e6 now because his knight's on pre. If he takes my bishop, it's fine. He still won't be able to deal with my h-pawn. And obviously, when my pawn gets to h7, I'm also threatening rook g8 checkmate. So, I mean, after here, I don't go h7 there because he's got check. Takes my rook, and I suddenly could be losing. Let's just keep it very simple. And there's nothing he can do now to stop this h7 move, where he's going to have to lose more material in the position. I did mention bishop e6 when I was analysing, and that was the way I could have tried to keep this bishop, but I don't need to do it. This is much more critical and to the point. And sometimes you just have to play the critical move. And now, well, taking here is probably going to be good enough, but if we want to be 100% accurate, maybe that lets his rook out. So let's attack his rook first, so I don't allow him to get any checks. For example, I take there, he takes there, and he would have got a check. This way, the way I'm playing it, he will take my bishop still, but after h7 he doesn't even get a check because I kept that file closed. And if he attacks my rook, I'm just gonna take the knight next move and queen. So this is simple. Okay, please do like and subscribe to this video. Maybe not the most accurate. The position should have been very good for me. And the one move I'm a little bit angry with myself at is around about here, when I played h4, which is probably okay. Well, actually, you see the evaluation bar dropping. But why did I allow him any of this counterplay? I mean, I should have just played d5. This is the kind of move I'd, you know, and again, why does the computer not like this? Very strange. This can't be a bad move. I don't understand why the computer likes that. But I mean, I think I would play d5 without thinking. And the other option would have been to take here first as well, and then play h4. But okay, interesting stuff. But again, no more bullet for me for a while after that game.